Okay, well, let's go from the point where, when did you know you had a voice that you needed to share with the world?
You know, for me, I was a senior at USC, and I was having a number of inner experiences that I thought were pathological. I thought I was going crazy. And I'm not going to tell the whole story, but I'll say it culminated with me being stabbed in the heart in a lucid dream. I died. When I woke up, I could see that we were surrounded by this presence of such beauty and love and intelligence. It was penetrating my being, and I could never be who I used to be.
Wow.
So I had to study to find out what had happened to me.
Yes.
Now I'm still private. I'm not out here doing anything. I'm just private, having my own love affair with the source, my love affair with the presence. And then little by little by little, people would come to me and want healings or want me to talk to them, and things of that particular nature. So eventually I became a spiritual therapist. I did that for 7 years. I saw 6 to 8 people every single day. I mean, with 6 days a week, every single day, working with people in prayer, meditation, helping them heal their bodies. And then I got a message that I was supposed to start a spiritual community. I didn't want to. My weekends were off. I was seeing a lot of people. I was doing standing room only seminars before they were popular, things of that particular nature. And then the inner voice said, if you don't do this, we have no more reason for you to be on the planet. The voice said that. And so I went through another school of ministry of higher consciousness, and then opened myself up to the vision process and began to vision for a community called that became Agape to go forward. Up until that time, I was speaking. I didn't have a community, but I was guest speaking, doing seminars, things like that. And the energy when I got up to speak would just flow through me, you know, and that's the way it is up to this day. Agape is 36 years old.
36 years old?
36.
36? That doesn't compete with anywhere. That's like the oldest standing spiritual place to go to.
In New Thought, absolutely.
New Thought, yeah.
New Thought is wisdom. Well, there's some a little bit older. There's some a little bit older. But the founders have gone on.
Yeah. But this is
I'm alive.
And by the way, you haven't aged a day since.
Listen, like you, I'm not interested in age, and age isn't interested in me. I feel the exact same potency and energy today exactly as I did 40 years ago.
Wow.
There's been no drop in my energy.
Wow.
So I knew that I had to speak. I knew that I had to teach.
Yes.
I knew that I had to assist people into waking up
yes.
to their glorious nature, because that's the only way we're going to change the world. You can't have an enlightened, beautiful world without enlightened, inner, beautiful people.
Yes.
It's an impossibility.
How does someone wake up to become more enlightened?
Well, there's two doors. There's the doors of crisis and suffering,
yep.
as you know about, and there's the doors of insight and revelation. So you're going to come through either way. If you have enough pain in your life, you'll say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you'll begin to ask different kind of questions. If you ask an empowering question, what's trying to emerge in my life? You know, how can I get healthy? How can I discover myself? The universe will answer it. But if you're only asking questions like, why me? Who's to blame? What's wrong?
Yes.
Then that same question is going to make you go through a downward spiral. So if you ask the right questions, now you're coming on the path of insight.
Yes.
The universe will give you wisdom, inspired wisdom, guidance, direction, people,
wow.
in a language and in a way that you can understand. And now you have momentum that's taking you out of the inertia of being in a stagnant place in your life,
yes.
you see. So if you have intention, the universe responds to that intention and provides ways that presently you can't see because you're stuck in the muck. But if you have intention and the universal presence through its law matches that intention, then you start to see opportunities that you didn't even know were there, but were there all the time. Wow. All the time. Life is life. Love is love. Intelligence is intelligence. It doesn't go anywhere. It's always broadcasting. But are we listening? Are we interested? Are we asking the right questions? Are we making ourselves available? If we are, your life can change. Your life can change.
So someone who's sitting there today and they're struggling with something, they're not getting out of debt, they want to better their life, maybe they haven't met the love of their life, maybe they feel stuck in some area, physically, emotional, mentally, spiritually, in some way. Today they're going to listen to this, and they're going to set an intention, they're going to write it down, they're going to take action. But after that, how do they go next? What do they ask? Who do they look for? Where do they go?
The universe answers every question that you ask. So the questions have to be empowering. So you can actually ask, what is it within me that's trying to emerge?
Wow.
What's trying to come forward? Everything has a destiny. An avocado seed, there's an avocado tree. A rose bush seed is trying to emerge into a rose bush to produce roses.
Yes.
We're trying to produce excellence.
Yes.
As a spiritual being having a human incarnation, we're a unique imprint of infinite potential. So if I ask what's trying to emerge, I'm going to start having dreams, visions, intuitive hits, direct knowing of my particular gifted area that's going to pull me out of my present paradigm into taking the necessary steps, actions, to bring forth my destiny. If I stay in complaining, if I stay in blaming, if I stay in shame, if I stay in guilt, I'm going to keep reliving that. But if I ask, what is it within me that's trying to emerge? Now, of course, this is based upon the awareness that every single being has something to give. Every being on the planet matters. Every being on the planet is significant. The presence never does do-overs and never makes mistakes. So we're all unique expressions of infinite potential. So if you live in a state of affirmative inquiry, you'll start to hear differently. It may come in a dream. Some people it comes in dreams. Some people it comes in their meditation. Some people it comes, they may walk into a room and a book may fall off the shelf. Or they may overhear a conversation. I can remember an individual that came to Agape and he was ear hustling a conversation in a restaurant. And he was hearing these people talk about their spiritual growth. And then he heard him say something like, yeah, I went to this place called Agape and I got opened up. He was eavesdropping. So he got on his little, looked it up. He came, now he's a minister here. So, the universe will bring you what you need if you're interested, if you're really interested. Now, here's the deal. So many people are bogged down in fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, and anxiousness because that's the broadcast from our media. The media in every industrial country, the media is giving the worst case scenarios of the human experience over and over again. Music behind it, news at 11. And so people get caught and mesmerized and hypnotized by that limited viewpoint of reality where there's so much good happening. If you ask the right questions, you start to see the good that's happening. You start to be an agent for that good. You actually, Natasha, like you do, you actually start to live in a different world. You see all this stuff happening on the planet, but you're living, it's real levitation. You're living a little bit above it. You have compassion, philanthropy, guidance. You do whatever you can do to alleviate suffering, but you're not in it.
Absolutely.
You're levitating above it. So you come in and you have this bright energy, you're lifting people up to help them come out of that energy.
Yes.
And then what happens? They become what we call a beneficial presence on the planet. Now they wake up people with their energy, their frequency, their vibration, you see. Life is good.
Life is so good.
But we just have a narrow point of view.